Hello, hello, everybody. Happy Friday to you. We're coming to you live this morning. What Not any different than any other Project Joy Live, but we're here. We're with you. We're excited, and we're going to give you that triple shot of good vibes that you need to start your weekend off right. Project Joy Live is happening right now. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday to you. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas, and this is Project Joy Live. It's your triple shot of good vibes every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, only on the Breakthrough Show Network. So I have a little bit of news for you today. We've got a great show coming up. I'm going to be playing my own game. We've been doing this soundtrack of our live segment. We're trying to do it every Friday, guys, but mornings is not the best time for musicians. Okay. So, and sometimes it's like pulling teeth to get them to come do a morning show. However, I'm going to be playing my own game this morning of the soundtrack of our lives and sharing some of the music that's lighting me up completely right now. So really excited to share that with you for the show, but we've got a great show coming up for you with lots of stuff. So let's talk about it now in the morning brew. Are you awake yet? That's the question of the day. I hope you are. If not, we're gonna get you in that vibe to get up this morning. Really excited to be here with you today. And let me know what you're drinking. I have a goal, you guys. My goal. So I have one of these big water bottles here, and it has almost 24 ounces. So my goal is to get this finished like within an hour. So by 10 o'clock, I want to finish this water. It could be dangerous. I could be running to the bathroom mid-show. I don't know. We're going to find out, but that's my goal. Anyway, I've got water and I think I've got tea on the way as well. It depends on if my barista remembered me out there in the kitchen this morning or not. But we have a great show for you today. We're going to talk about what's happening in national days. We've got a moment of compassion for you today. And I am going to be chiming in on the soundtrack of our live segment that we've been doing. What are the songs that are lighting me up right now? You all know I really love some music. And so I'm going to be sharing that with you this morning. And of course, I'd love to hear about the songs that you are enjoying right now as well. After the break, we've got birthdays for you. We had a big birthday in our family yesterday, which I'll share with you about during that segment. And I'm going to tell you what's happening today and tomorrow on the Breakthrough Show Network. So excited because it's going to be a great show today. It's going to be a great show. Miss Brittany's joining us in that VIP seat. Good morning and happy Friday to you. It's my other bestie, Miss Danielle's here this morning. Good morning. Look. Do you even have best friends if they're not in the front row for you? That's my question. Are you even best friending if you are not in the front row? Okay. Where's my bell? Excuse me. Are you even best friending if you're not in the front row for your best friend? That's what we're trying to say this morning. It's happening here on Project Joy Live. Let's get into it today. Let's talk about what we have to celebrate today. All right. So celebrating today. There's always stuff happening. To those folks out in Utah, it's National Utah Day today. Hope you have an amazing day. Beautiful scenery out in Utah. I think I drove through one time, but I never stayed there. And yeah, Utah has a lot of things that go on out there that we see a lot on TLC, and I'll just leave it at that. But happy National Utah Day. It's also, love this, National Smile Day. On May 31st, National Smile Day encourages everyone to wear their best smile. Apparently, the first recorded smile took place on 126 BC. Just kidding. That didn't actually happen. Joking aside, we generate a smile when funny things happen or find pleasure in the things that we do. Someone we love or enjoy spending time with may be the cause of a grin or a beaming look of joy. So my goal is to make you smile at least once during this Project Joy Live episode. If you've already smiled, put it down in the comments that you've already smiled today. And if you haven't smiled yet, and then you do smile, I want you to put in the comments, just put a smiley face in the comments. And when I see those smiles come up throughout the show, I'll know that I'm doing my job, because that's my job here. I know it's early and it's hard to smile sometimes early in the morning, but I want you to smile. It's also National Macaroon Day. I love a macaroon. Now, do you guys know the difference between a macaron and a macaroon? So macaron is the ones that are kind of like a sandwich, where you have the two really light cookies, and in between there's like some sort of filling. That's macaron. Macaroon is with the coconut, the little mounds of coconut. I love macaroons with some chocolate bits in there. There's some macaroons with chocolate bits that are sold in the store that I just, I may have to celebrate National Macaroon Day, you guys. It's also, so this is really interesting. It's also National Save Your Hearing Day. Save Your Hearing Day. Now, I didn't realize how much hearing loss is becoming a pretty big deal. And I guess I first became aware because my own hearing started going after I had a virus several years ago. And so if you ever hear me like hawing, I'm not 85 years old. Like I literally I have some hearing issues. So when we go to certain concerts and things like that, I'll have to put earplugs in and stuff. But I didn't start doing that until very recently, because I didn't realize really how bad it's becoming. We are listening to things louder and louder now than ever before. In fact, my Apple Watch and my health app on my Apple phone has a whole part about hearing. When it gets really loud in a concert, my watch will tell me it's really loud in here, and it'll say something like, just as little, depending on how loud it is, as little as this much time can cause permanent hearing loss. It's a really serious thing. So if you have an Apple Watch, definitely check that out, because have that setting on, because it's not to say like, look, don't have a good time. You're at a concert, you can't have fun, but it can make you more aware of like, hey, maybe I should put some earplugs in, or maybe I should take a break from this environment, step outside for a minute and come back, or something like that. So it's a good day to think about hearing. And I just wanted to give you my little PSA today. I want you to be able to hear me, because if you can't hear, you can't listen to Project Joy Live, and then I'll be sad. One thing I don't know that I'll be able to participate in is National Speak in Complete Sentences Day. I tend to, in the middle of what I'm saying, be very excited about what I'm saying, and I'll literally cut myself off mid-sentence and go down another sentence. It's just who I am, people. But today we're going to try. This day is dedicated to using proper sentence structure while speaking. Now, I will say that I do think that it's more important in certain arenas. If you are giving a TED Talk, if you are giving a huge professional speech, if you are making an offer or a proposal for something, it's probably a good idea to speak in complete sentences. And today, it's even harder to speak in complete sentences because we have so much slang and we have so much abbreviation. LOL, ASAP, ROTFLMAO. Okay, all of these things. So we're trying to do that today. But could you imagine it would be hard for me to imagine now typing out laughing out loud than just LOL. And then the other thing is how comfortable, I'm just thinking about this, you guys, how comfortable have we gotten with these shorter abbreviations for things and we're not actually doing it? Raise your hand out there in the audience if you've ever typed LOL, but you're not actually laughing out loud. Moving on to the comments. Good morning, Kevin, Kylie. Good to see you today. Love it. Love it. Smiling through the lip pain. If you know, you know. Listen, stop putting I went to go put some on to share the pain with you this morning, Kevin, but I couldn't find my lip plumper, the one that really gives you, I guess my one here does a little bit, but it's not as much as my other one. I was trying to share in the pain with you, Kevin, but unfortunately, I couldn't find my good lip plumper. It was, I think it's in my purse. But anyway, yeah, just sometimes y'all are not laughing out loud. Period. End of story. Okay, you're not doing it. You're not. Are you here? This is. He's like, yes, I actually laughed that time. Now y'all are going to be checking yourself. I can feel it. Y'all are going to be checking. At least I am. When I go to type LOL or LMAO later, am I actually doing it or am I completely bullshitting right now? That's going to be the question. So those are some of your national days today. I hope you find a way to celebrate. And with that, let's get our butts in gear with a moment of compassion. Speaking of checking yourself, you guys ready for this morning? I've really been enjoying, and I say this every time, but I have really been enjoying these compassion cards from Pema Chodron, who's an American Buddhist nun. And these are just thoughts about compassion, how to experience more compassion in our everyday lives. And some of that is about compassion for ourselves, compassion for other people, how it all ties together. We've talked about meditative practices, different things like that. But today's is don't misinterpret. Don't misinterpret. I don't know what that noise was, but it's sure to be great. Okay. So there are 6 teachings that you might misinterpret. Ready? Patience, yearning, excitement, compassion, priorities, and joy. Okay. The misinterpretations are: 1, you're patient when it means you'll get your way, but not when your practice brings up challenges. Okay, I want y'all to raise your hand if you've ever recognized yourself being more patient when you're getting your way than when you're not. And look, we're raising our hand because I feel like these are normal human things, but where the compassion comes in is going, okay, I recognize this, and perhaps I could do a little work to shift that. Okay. Have you ever been more patient when you're getting your way than when you're not getting your way? Okay. Number 2, you yearn for worldly things. Oh, yeah. And Brittany's like, oops. Okay. You yearn for worldly things, but not for an open heart and mind. How I see this tying into current events is so many people yearning for, and somebody's literally printing something on my printer right now, you guys. Look, I cannot. These children. Okay, so how I see this tying into the world right now is so many people wanting certain things in the world of politics, a certain outcome, a certain president, a certain bill, a certain law, a certain change in the world, but they are not willing to sit down and actually have an open heart and open mind conversation about it. I can admit that I have been there in the past where I've wanted something so bad that I'm not willing to be compassionate and hear the other side of things. So you yearn for worldly things, but not for an open heart and open mind. Perhaps if we put our focus on opening our hearts and minds instead of the physical things that we want, maybe that would create a little shift in compassion. All right. Number 3, you get excited about wealth and entertainment, but not about your potential for enlightenment. This is sort of like, I don't know. It's an afterthought for me. And what I mean by that is, I think most of us in the personal and spiritual development world, those of us who consider ourselves on a journey, on a path to enlightenment or whatever, will go, of course, we get excited for our potential for enlightenment. Okay. But it's a second thought sometimes. So we'll go, okay, I'm excited about being successful. And then we look back on that journey and go, okay, but look at how far I come. It's like the second thought of things. Am I making sense here? So we'll yearn for being successful. Brittany, having that garden, Danielle, raising those chickens, all of us being good parents. We'll yearn for those things. We get excited about the success of those things. And then we look and go, oh, but look how much we've grown, and look how much how far we've come in order to be able to get those things or reach that space. Imagine if our energy was shifted to, my goal is to be enlightened and to grow, and then the successes happen as a result of that. So just a little thought this morning. Okay. Here's number 4, you guys. You have compassion for those you like and admire, but not those you don't. Anybody want to take the bullet for that one? Anybody want to raise your hand on that one? You have compassion for those you like and admire, but not for those you don't. And I think it's really challenged as we practice loving kindness meditation, which I've talked about so many times. And we're due, you guys, we're due for a good loving kindness meditation that might be coming up on Project Joy next week. But as one of the steps in loving kindness meditation is you focus love and joy on yourself. And then you focus love and joy on someone that you like and admire. You focus on someone that you love and you're really close to, and then you focus on someone that you don't particularly care for. And it's sometimes it's hard to make that shift. And then you, of course, send your love and joy and health and well-being out to the whole world. But that compassion for those that you like and admire, but not for those you don't, it can be challenging. Danielle's like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's challenging for sometimes. Yeah, sometimes. And it's in those moments that we have to say to ourselves, what are we going to choose to do right now? It's really interesting that I want to bring up. So this show is going to run a little bit long today, you guys, because this is so good. And I really think if we can start to shift these things, it can welcome so much more joy into our lives. But I was thinking about the other day, I saw like 3 posts in a row. And I felt them really hard, where someone said something to the effect of, if I lose my patience with someone, if I get mad at someone, if I kind of lose my ish a little bit, all right, then I promise you I've said something nice to them the first 6 times. So I saw like 3 posts in a row from different people about that. And I felt that because I'm very similar, where I will give someone chance after chance after chance after chance. And then finally I'm like, now the world is coming to an end. So I have said that before too. I have said that before, where if you see me blow up on somebody, I promise you I've given them 50 chances before that blowing up. But I had to ask myself, and this is what I asked myself in those moments. And maybe some of y'all will be with me on this. Maybe some of y'all will be like, I'm not watching this show ever again because Jessica makes me go there. Look, this is what I thought for myself. It's still your choice. This is the first thing I thought, is it's still our choice. It's still our choice. After the first 20 times, that 21st time where you lose your patience and you get angry and you yell and you're frustrated, it's still your choice on that 21st time. Now you can say, well, sometimes boundaries are necessary, but then I have to come back with, it's possible to create a peaceful boundary. It's not always necessary to blow up and get loud and obnoxious about it. Like, I don't want to ever give anyone the impression or have to think about, she's blown up, I wonder how many times she didn't blow up before this, or is this just how she is? I don't want anybody to have to try to figure that out. That's not everybody else's job. I am responsible for the vibe that I put out there in the world. So that 21st time, as much as I get that frustration, look, those of us that are parents, how many times have we said to our kids, clean your room? Clean your room, 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 right? Like we get that saying something, but then it's also the second part of this that I had to check myself on when it comes to this is it's my responsibility. It was my responsibility to set those boundaries earlier on. So if we use that example of, you've said something 20 times and the 21st time you can still choose to be calm. Why didn't I set those boundaries after time number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Why didn't I set them the first time? So just a thought with that. Just a thought was because I have to turn the responsibility to myself. Period. End of story. If I lose my patience, ultimately that was my decision to lose my patience. It's not your set of keys that you left somewhere and forgot where they are. That patience is within you. It's always there. You don't just lose it. You don't do like me and leave leave my phone in the freezer at Stop and Shop. I actually did that recently. Left my phone in the freezer at Stop and Shop. Your patience, your kindness, your love, your respect, your joy is not something you just leave somewhere. It's always there. It's up to you whether you want to implement or not. And I feel like that is one of the most challenging things to tap into from time to time. So that was number 4. You have compassion for those you like and admire, but not for those you don't. We can have compassion at any time. At any time. I also have to say good morning. Divine DNA is out there, you guys. Hello, hello. Always good to see you here. Miss Judith is here today. I've got some old friends popping in. I'm feeling some kind of way. It is challenging to have compassion for those we don't vibe with, especially if hardcore deep beliefs don't coincide. I agree. It's very hard, but it's our choice ultimately to do that, right? Absolutely. Brittany says you're absolutely right. Even as a parent, I definitely get there, but I absolutely allow myself to yell. And so you got to ask yourself if that's what you want or if there's a better way to get your point across. And then also check ourselves as a parent. Why didn't we set those boundaries earlier on? And then it's a whole it could go down 50 million rabbit holes, so we're gonna move on so we can get through the show today. Miss Sharon's here this morning. Good morning, good to see you. Gail said, wait, what? I did. I left my phone in the freezer at Stop and Shop. That's a story for another time. It's a story for another time. All right, number 5, worldly gain. Worldly gain is your priority rather than cultivating loving kindness and compassion. So again, it's very similar to the other one we talked about, number 3. We're striving for that success rather than the journey that we're on. So imagine if we started with those other things. We started with loving kindness and compassion, and because we've had loving kindness and compassion, the other things fall into place. Worldly gain falls into place. Number 6, you feel, here's where joy comes in. Who's ready for this one? All right. You feel joy when your enemies suffer, but you do not rejoice in others' good fortune. I feel very strongly like the word jealousy just popped up for me. Envy, greed, things like that. And it's not necessarily just joy when your enemies suffer. Sometimes this can come from around this, peeking around the side of the building when someone has done wrong to us and then something happens to them. How many of us have ever felt like, well, we might throw the word karma in there. There might be some thoughts of they got what was coming to them, you know. So it's not just, I think, joy, as in you may not be happy and smiling and all of that. And then also when we see other people doing really well that maybe have done wrong by us in some kind of way, those feelings have creeped in for me before of well, why them? Why them? Why now? And so I think that the feelings come up are that come up sometimes are normal. And yes, Danielle, we can say that it's toxic behavior, but it's also something that I think many of us can relate to having peeped in before. I cannot sit here telling the truth. I mean, we'll bring a little Ferran Dozier into this show, telling the truth about myself. I cannot say that I have never seen someone's happiness and been like, that maybe hasn't been good to me and been like, well, why them and why not me? I cannot say that I have never had someone that's done me wrong and have something happen to them go, well, I can't say that I've never felt that before. The challenge, I think, and the growth comes in when we recognize that and go, is that who we're going to be? Is that who we're going to be? I think it's really important. So this was a big one today, you guys. Don't misinterpret. Don't misinterpret. Things that we might misinterpret as compassion, we might go, oh, well, you know, our enemy has suffered, so we feel sorry for them. But are we doing that same rejoicing when someone has good fortune? Focusing on kindness and compassion. 6 things that you might misinterpret: patience, yearning, excitement, compassion, priorities, and joy. So that's a good one today. And with that, I think we're going to get into our soundtrack of our live segment. Here we go. I'm excited to play my own game today. We've been doing this soundtrack of our live segment with other singer-songwriters occasionally on Fridays, and we've had some good ones so far. Ray Coates, Olivia Ambani, Kevin Kiley, Nicola Vasquez, Rory Kelly. I'm excited to have some more people, but I thought I would play this for myself today because even though I know the questions prior, so it's a little different, but I wanted to play this today. So I would love for you guys to chime in as I ask these questions. Give me what your current song is for these scenarios that you're currently feeling in your life. Okay, you ready? What is the current get in the vibe morning song? So when I'm really feeling it right now, and this is literally as right now as it gets, because this song came into my awareness on Tuesday, and it is a whole vibe. Literally, it's Vibe by a performer called Mullally. I had never heard that song before, and it is literally a whole vibe. So good. So Really enjoying that. That's my current get in the vibe. I listened to it while I was brushing my teeth this morning, having a whole dance party in the bathroom. It was amazing. It was amazing. Okay. You're going on a road trip. Which three songs are absolutely on your playlist? So these are three of my playlist songs, and I may even play these while I'm like just going 30 minutes down the road, but regardless. Number one is Life is a Highway. I think that's a given for me. I love that song. Life is a highway. I wanna ride it all night long. Love that song. Second is Walking in Memphis by Mark Cohn. Now, that may not seem, I guess, like a road trip song, but I love some Walking in Memphis. And I'm walking in Memphis. Do you guys know that song? Love that song. And the third one is completely switching gears, I guess, for type of song. It's Closer by Neo. I don't know what it is about that song, but I love it, especially if I have to drive at night. I just love that song. It's like a little club vibe in my car. So I love it. Okay. Let me go. Okay. Oh, Miss Tawana's here this morning. Good morning. Good to see you. Yes, it's a vibe. It's a vibe. Let's Ride by Bone Hugs and Harmony. That's Bone Hugs and Harmony. It's a new one. Bone Thugs and Harmony. Jessica, God. I love it. I love some. Listen, Life is a Highway. Yes, anything 90s. Isn't it? Closer by Neo is on every playlist. I love that song. I love that song. Listen, sometimes I can't talk. Sometimes I can't talk. Okay, next song. Summer vibes song. What's your current summer vibe song? Okay, so all right, you guys, I have a little there's look at y'all have some good ones. I have a little confession to make. I really love yacht rock. If I restarted a band at this time in my life, I would absolutely, in fact, I want to do this so hard, you guys. I want to do this so hard. I want to start a band that's completely yacht rock. I would totally, it's just my vibe right now because it's so easy going. We're talking about late 70s, early 80s. Like it's just I don't know, you're on a freaking yacht somewhere just hanging out, okay? That's what we're doing. But my current jam with the in the yacht rock is Cool Night by Paul Davis. I gotta do it. I gonna be a cool night. Just let me hold you by the firelight. If it don't feel right, you can go. It's just so like I could just sit there with my little spritzer. Listen, it's a whole thing. That's my current summer vibes are anything yacht rock, but I just listen, some Paul Davis. Paul Davis was a vibe. All right. We got some good ones coming in out there. By the way, Judith threw in that Four Non Blondes. That is absolutely on my road trip playlist for 100%. Tawana said Summertime by Will Smith, California Girls, I think is what it is. Yes, absolutely. Pocket full of sunshine. That's a good. I got a pocket full of sunshine. I got a love and I know that it's all mine. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I do. I go on vacation with my music. Okay, next one. And this one I've been asking some of my guests as well. What is the song you're listening to give you those nostalgic vibes? You want to be taken back to your childhood. Now listen, I like a little New Edition. I like a little Surface. Some of y'all might not even, some of y'all might be like, who the hell? Surface. If I want to get into someone that was 90 degrees, I like a little Rex in effect. little Fugees, but the song that I'm thinking of in my head right now, because I'm coming up to a concert that I have been waiting on for a long time, and that's New Kids on the Block. But Popsicle. If I want to really get nostalgic, something like Popsicle, Candy Girl, New Edition, little things like that. But you're my popsicle from the very first time I met you, girl. You captured me. It just has that childhood like vibe. That's what that's my song right now. Popsicle, New Kids on the Block. Did it. Okay. Anyway, that's a great song. Casey and the Sunshine Band, Shake Your Booty. That's it, girl. All I want to do is zoom, 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 and a boom, boom. It's happening. Red Wine, Crimson and Clover. Yes, those are good ones too. TLC. Anything TLC. You guys, I don't know if I even told you this because but it's such a joy for me right now. My Ticketmaster is out of control right now. Out of control. We are going to see TLC and Shaggy coming up soon, and we have friggin' stellar tickets, you guys, like 8 rows back from the stage. What about your friends? Oh, and a little when Shaggy, I don't know that I should have gotten a ticket for my daughter, because when Shaggy comes out and sings Boombastic, I am going to lose my mind. When it was the first Mr. Love, I'm gonna literally lose my mind. I'm going to lose my mind, you guys. You will see, there will be viral TikToks of me losing my mind when we go to see TLC and Shaggy. Oh, okay. Mashed Potato Time, Dee Dee Sharp was what I grew up on in my childhood with my aunt. She would spend many nights dancing to the song. I love that. I love that. It wasn't me. Saw me making up was over. Y'all are killing me today with the comments. Yes, I'm gonna lose my mind, Mr. Lover. Okay, I'm gonna lose it. All right, final question. All right, you're giving the speech. You're giving the speech of your life. Which song are you walking out on stage to that's just like your thing? So I have a dual answer to this question. I know what song I'm walking into, and I know what song I'm leaving the stage to. Okay, you guys ready for it? And some of you might know that my answer to this question. I'm walking on the stage to Just Fine by Mary J. Blige. Okay. Because I like what I see when I'm looking at me when I'm walking past the mirror. Okay. That's what I'm walking on the stage to. When I leave the stage, I'm walking out to It's Gonna Be All Right. You already know. Better Than Just Fine. A little Olivia Ambani. So we're walking out to Just Fine by Mary J. Blige and walking off the stage to Better Than Just Fine by Olivia Ambani. Okay, that's my answers. It's happening. I love it. All right, we're going to take a quick break, come back and do birthdays real fast because we have Pomodoro coming up this morning as well. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
Are about more than you might think. They're about discovering who you are, digging deep, reaching to the core of your soul. They're about healing yourself, understanding your beliefs, creating a ripple effect. And it's not just those initial moments that matter. It's about using them, to bring more joy into our own lives and the lives of others. It's about having fun, letting loose, enjoying every moment life has to offer. It's about finding a safe space. It's about creating connection. Join us each and every day for exclusive programming, special events, and a community to call home, where we invite you to explore, change the way you look at and live your life, and go beyond the breakthrough. So we ask you, are you ready? We'll see you online at thebreakthroughshow.com.
Welcome back to Project Joy Live. It's Friday, you guys. Happy Friday, fun Friday. It's Friday, May 31st, 2024. I hope you guys are set up to have an absolutely incredible weekend. Loving you guys' answers that are still coming in. We've got I Will Survive, What a Wonderful World, Joy to the World, Fight Song. We've got lots of good answers coming out there for songs. And you guys can absolutely check out the playlist that we have going. Look in the show notes, which is the description of this video, wherever you're watching the video at, and you can find the playlist that we've been making up of the soundtrack of our lives. So definitely check that out. And with that, let's get to our birthdays today, you guys.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to all those that are celebrating today and who celebrated yesterday as well. I mentioned we had a family birthday yesterday. So in the world of celebrity, Brooke Shields, 59 years old today and looking amazing. Happy birthday, Brooke Shields. Clint Eastwood, GOAT. Okay, you guys, complete GOAT. Clint Eastwood, 94 years old today. Happy birthday, Clint Eastwood. Colin Farrell's 48 years old today. You know what's interesting about Colin Farrell? And this is going to be so bad. I know the name. I know his picture. I know who he is. I could tell, but I couldn't name a whole lot of movies that so I had to go down a little rabbit hole with that this morning and realize okay. Anyway, Leah Thompson is 63 years old today. You guys might remember her from Back to the Future series, among many other things. The celebrities in my life, Carrie Beckwith Sheridan and Kelly Meyer, have birthdays today, which I went to school with both of them. And then yesterday, one of my friends, Luis from Brazil, had a birthday, as well as my oldest son, Clay, turned 23 yesterday. So happy birthday to everybody. And let's get our birthday song on. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Brooke Shields, Clint Eastwood, Colin Farrell, Leah Thompson, Carrie Beckwith Sheridan, Kelly Vayer, Luis Pinheiro, and Clay Dugas. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to all those that are celebrating. I hope you have an incredible birthday and many, 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 many more to come. Let's talk about what's happening on the Breakthrough Show Network this afternoon and going into the weekend. All right, it's time for the next episode. All right, tomorrow or this afternoon, let's talk about this afternoon first. When we leave here, y'all should already be going to the breakthroughshownetwork.club and getting signed in for Pomodoro. We check in literally 10 minutes. I'm talkative this morning. What can I say? And y'all were so much fun today. So 9:55, we check in for virtual co-working. Bring any to-do list that you have. It could even be just taking care of yourself. It could be getting yourself a nice breakfast. It could be some work you have to get done, a book you have to read, a book you have to write. Bring your to-do list and join us. Check in at 9:55. We work together until 12 o'clock, hold each other accountable, and celebrate those accomplishments. Coming up at 1 p.m. this afternoon, afternoon, I'm on an all new episode of The Breakthrough Show with the incredible Arlene Gale. Some of you guys saw her on Project Joy Live a few weeks back. And she's going to be talking about the nature code today and how our lives coincide with nature and how it can be a benefit to us to recognize that. So really excited about those things. I've got some office hours coming up at 2:30 p.m. today for anybody that's interested in talking about hosting a show, being on a show, being a show, whatever you want to talk about, or hosting an event in our virtual community. Definitely come visit me during my office hours. Again, you can find my office and all of our virtual spaces at the breakthroughshownetwork.club. Tomorrow morning, speaking of virtual space, we have Soul Saturday Morning Coffee coming up at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, as we do every Saturday. Again, you can find that at the link that I shared. There's a link down in the description as well. And then on Sunday, we have an all new episode of Spirit Sessions, A View of the Light, coming up at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, and an all new episode of Magical Melodies with Kevin Kiley happening at 6 p.m. Eastern. So a jam-packed weekend here on the Breakthrough Show Network. Also, I'm really excited to announce that the Breakthrough Show Network virtual community is being featured in the World Builders Expo. So excited to be lined up with other amazing creators who are making beautiful and incredible virtual spaces. And I'm really psyched to share our space. So that's going to be coming up. Let's see. In a couple weeks on June 11th and 12th. So I invite you to visit our booth at the virtual World Building Expo and come check out what we've been doing, because it's really, really an amazing space, and I'll be so thrilled to have you there. So lots happening, and it's all good stuff. And I'm excited to have you here. You're always invited to come along for the ride in our party bus. That's what we like to have here, a little party best. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas. Thank you all so much for being here today. And I want to remind you to make joy a priority in your life today and every day. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
And I've been lifting myself up.